Talking with famous people.
Okay, you know the video you have about the INTP, first you don't know something you do or something like that.
Right.
Okay, that experience has happened to me a lot in my life. Most of the time when I am in a new environment, it takes me a while to adapt. I have to kind of like get a feel for everything before I'm comfortable kind of entering it, so to speak, or mentally entering it, you know
You're
what I
the
mean?
stealthy one. That's why.
Hmm.
There's nothing stealthy about the ENTP. We just barge right in and make a bad first impression. See, you're smarter. You go over the TI. You go. I'm not really good at this emotion thing. This necessarily dealing with these managing other people's emotions. I'm not. That's not my particular strong suit. But my strong suit is, and this is what gives you such a huge advantage in life, is my strong suit is thinking first, you know, then disrupting. Thinking first, then disrupting. That's the right order for them to go in. Then organizing, then feeling. Me, disrupt first, leap. Ta-da! Oh, shit. What did I do? That's thinking coming in. After I've already fucked up shit up, I jump in. What did you do this time? And then, will anybody help me clean up? Because there's my
See, I'm
FE.
prone to being too inactive. I'm prone to being so hesitant that I have to force myself to be like, hey, you need to jump in and just say fuck it. Like that's the only way you're gonna get through this. And I have to remind myself that constantly throughout my life. That's pretty much how I operate. Because if I'm left to my own, or if I don't have that like kind of TE parent in my head, so to speak, then I can't proceed with anything. I would just stay and just speculate and just withdraw if unless I just fucking hey, you need to fucking do this, dude.
Well, it's exciting that you're willing to. You took the step of trying to talking to me and I don't remember how it was we first started making a video, but I'm glad we did. You're unusually considered in your thoughts, even for an INTP. It's you're very deliberate for especially for a young person, a young INTP. I mean, but that's everybody experiences youth differently, right? Like depends on your type and depends on a lot of things. But for me, youth was just this endless cycle of chaotic. I mean, it still is a certain extent of like going along smoothly, and then some sort of something builds, and then and then the next going along, so something builds. Little dramas and shit are always going down, and I don't know. I've had people tell me I'm high drama before. I can't even imagine it, but I think I am. I think I'm high drama.
Really, I I don't know. I have a bad habit of like when people get close to me, I don't realize it, but I'm kind of a dick sometimes. Where like if someone starts talking to me about personal matters, depending on how bad of a mood I'm in, sometimes I'll just bluntly tell them that I just don't want to talk about that, or I just and I feel so bad when I do it, but I'm just so like withdrawn or bored that I just feel like doing it, or I just want to get out of the conversation, and it's like those little things like that where I don't actively look for arguments. I don't actually look for a conflict, but I feel like I accidentally fall into it because I slip up and like kind of drop my harmonious mask, and I'll say some like offensive shit, or maybe it's not necessarily offensive, but I guess for my character, it's out of character, and that's usually what catches people off guard.
Because you're normally pretty cautious.
Yes, yes, I'm very cautious.
Yeah, you're an INTP for sure. No ENTP has ever been accused of being cautious. It just isn't in our nature. I mean, it is after we've already done the thing we were supposed to be cautious about. Then we're cautious.
I kind of like that's one thing I mind about the NTP though is it's the ability to kind of uh I feel like the INTP has the same adaptability, but they can't. It's hard for them to tap into it. The same for the same reason the ENTP has the same kind of planning ability, strategic ability is INTP, but it's hard for them they have to work to make themselves stop and do it. So it's kind of like, I feel like the ENTP and INTP complement each other in those regards.
Right. Well, we complement each other really well when we're chatting, especially because we don't have to deal with organizational shit, which is motivational for the INTP, not their strong suit, but something that they consider important. Just like, FE is for me. I want people's approval. I think it's important. I'm not necessarily always good at it. Sometimes I'm actively bad at it. But it's important to me. And then, in contrast, the opposing function, SI, for me, is the organizational shit. So organizational shit is an unbearable hassle for me. And for you, it's more of a motivational thing where it's like, well, look, you got to have some organization to get shit handled, and that's what I'm trying to put all this stuff together. I'm getting this theory in my head. It's not all put together yet, but I'm putting it together. And, of course, it's already sounding crystal. It's like ringing to the heavens already.
Really?
Of course. Well, your language is perfect. This thing, it's the TINE combo. It means the INTP is gonna be the least socially deft, incredibly cool socially deft person you've ever met, which is to say they successfully hide all their social flaws. Usually,
I think that's pretty much sums up my social interaction. Or it's like it is. I spend a lot of time masking my flaws, and I spend a lot of time tailoring my words before they leave my mouth too. A lot of time doing that. But I guess that's kind of like the social. Well, see, before you said that ENTPs tend to be more socially graceful, but I feel like maybe I'm socially graceful because of my how I was brought up, maybe.
I mean, it makes a difference, of course, but what I'm saying is INTPs tend to, well, they're gonna make more mistakes. They're gonna make fewer mistakes. ENTP is gonna make a lot more mistakes. ENTPs are just way more high risk in general. So it's like when I'm more high risk socially, I'm gonna maybe take that risk of making that extra joke that doesn't fly after I made two that did fly. And you probably will work through and double check and make sure that joke's gonna work before you even make it in the first place.
Yes, I'm very select. Yeah, that sums it up a lot. Yeah, I'm very selective and like I can be witty, but I'm very it's
Too
not
risky.
consistently witty. Like not after every sentence, someone says, and I'm just like, oh, hey, here's some witty like TIFE response.
Well, because
It's
you're not as subject to confirmation bias. See, I remember the ones where I make people laugh more than I remember the ones where they don't work so well, and I just sort of live in the happy moments.
yeah.
But you're TI first, so the amount of objective self-criticism the INTP is capable of is insane. Because the reason why ENTP is also capable of a lot of objective self-criticism, in my opinion, is the NE is disruptive, right? It seeks vulnerabilities. But once for the ENTP, it takes until TI comes up and says no, no, no enough times until NE finally goes, fine, let's look at ourselves with that same ability now. But with you guys, you start that shit right away. It's like, well, of course we're going to be objective about everything, including ourselves. And that crazy stuff FI that's somewhere in there, back in the back. I don't know what that is. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry a little bit about other people's feelings.
Another thing too, I think the first time we ever talked, you mentioned it was an INTP aspect, is I've been very, almost like, not extroverted, obviously, but just like, I've been very sociable the past few months, joining or starting college, like on campus and whatnot. And every time I have a social interaction, I have to force myself to do it. Like, and on up to the point where I'm interacting, there's that voice in my head where it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. Then I have the interaction, and then I leave it feeling like that went better than expected. That was fun. I would like to do that again. And that is like rinse and repeated every time that I have to have an interaction.
Talking with famous people.